Hey guys, what's up? I hope your day is going swimmingly. Have you ever been wondering how to learn foreign languages? Well, we've got a very special guest who can actually speak four languages. It's impressive, right? She's even learning more languages right now. So, she will share with us her experiences and she will give us some practical tips and advice on how to learn more languages. I'm talking about Camille Hanson from Learn English with Camille, and she's creating YouTube contents about languages. And you can also learn English from her YouTube channel. So I'm so excited for this conversation. Let's get started. All right, so hello everyone. This is ENGLISHERA Talks, and today we have a very special guest. She is a content creator for her YouTube channel called Learn English with Camille, and she's finally here with us. Hi,
Hi
Camille.
guys. Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Absolutely. So, my name is Camille. I started my YouTube channel about a year ago because of my love for language learning. So, I love learning languages. I love helping people learn languages. I would say that I speak, well, English, of course, is my mother tongue. And then I speak Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and I'm learning French. It's been 10 months, and I'm finally feeling a little more confident with French. So I love language learning. I love teaching. I love creating content, and I love traveling. So right now, my family is traveling in Central America. I'm married. I have three small children who are 2, 4, and 7, and we're in Panama.
Cool. That's so impressive. You can speak more than two languages, four languages, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
you're working
Uh-huh.
on French right now.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. So I would like to know what makes you interested in learning a new language. You're a native English speaker, right? So what
Yes,
makes you interested?
yeah, it's true. It's not so common for Americans to learn other languages. So I was born and raised in the US. I actually didn't learn my first foreign language, which is Spanish, until I was 27 years old. And I wasn't super in love with it. It was so hard. The process was complicated. I remember thinking, I'm never going to learn. So I think the first foreign language you learn is the hardest because you don't know how to learn another language.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until a few years after that that I decided to learn Italian and then Portuguese. And now I would say I'm a language addict. Like I have a goal of learning 10 fluently in my lifetime. It's a passion. It's so interesting because I love culture and travel, like I mentioned, and language is a big part of that. So when I travel, to be able to speak to people in their native language is such a satisfying and just an amazing feeling. So I feel like it's just fun. It's a lot of fun.
Right, that's true. And to think that you're traveling just to really be exposed to the language, right?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
so much different when you're face to face with somebody and having to practice in the moment. Absolutely. It becomes real, and you're like, okay, how much do I really know of this
Right.
language? Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, this immersion. That's a really good way to really be exposed to the language, right? And so you're
Mhm.
learning foreign languages. What are some difficulties that you face? You'll definitely face a lot of difficulties as you learn languages, right? What are
Yes.
like the major, you know?
Yeah. I think if you can get over that hurdle of knowing how to best learn another language, if it's your first foreign language, that is a big thing. And then if you can get the positive mindset of, okay, this isn't my language, I can't just translate directly, it's not going to work. You almost have to give up your language to learn another language. And I think knowing, okay, the grammar is different, the sentence structure is different, it's just different. And
Right.
knowing that it's a process, that it's not something that's going to happen overnight or in a week or in a month, but it's like, no, forever I can be learning more and improving this language. And then just being okay with making mistakes. I make
Right.
so many mistakes language learning right now with French, the pronunciation, especially as an American for the R and the U, it's so hard. People are like, oh my goodness, you sound like you're Spanish when you speak French. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but it's just part of it.
Right.
So I think those are some of the struggles, just getting over my fear of speaking and making mistakes and being okay with that. And then, yeah, just accepting the process that it's going to be a long one, that it's not something that I can learn in a short time.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you feel embarrassed whenever you talk to natives, like in their own language, let's say Spanish, and there are times that you feel embarrassed when you make a mistake?
I mean, sometimes it's funny, the mistake that I make. And so then it's like, we just laugh about it. I think it's always a little embarrassing for me when I'm first learning the language and first starting to speak to natives, because I don't have it in my mouth, you know, in my tongue. I don't have a natural ability or capacity. So I'm always like, oh my goodness. But I've learned that the only way to get over that is by speaking.
Right.
So I do my best to try to speak as much as I can in the beginning, even though I'm embarrassed and even though it doesn't feel natural, because I've noticed a pattern that the more I speak, the more I practice, the more confident I feel, and the better my accent gets as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice, you know, and it's also motivating because a lot of English learners around the world, they just, you know, learn English and then later on, and when they feel embarrassed, they don't want to continue at all, and that really
Yeah.
happens.
It's true. It's true. But I always encourage people, I'm like, especially people that are learning English, I'm like, it is not your native language. It's a whole nother language. So the goal is always to be understood and to understand. So if you're doing that, then you're doing a great job. So don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about saying the wrong word, because each time you do make a mistake, a lesson is learned and you
Right.
get better. You get better. Yeah.
Right. That's what they always say, right? You really learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think, and I bet a lot of my viewers would also want to pursue speaking more than two languages. So, could you give us some tips or some of your secrets or even some techniques in learning other languages?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, like I mentioned before, mindset is so important. If you have your mindset in the right place, a positive mindset, I can learn, I will learn, and you know it's a process, that is a big thing. Another thing is motivation. So motivation is huge for language learning, because if you don't feel motivated, you're not going to study. And when it gets hard, which it always does, you're going to want to give up. So I tell people to find your why. Why are you wanting to learn another language? Write it down. People that write down their goals are 44% more likely to achieve those goals. So write your goals down and have a plan. Have a plan. Is your goal to study 20 minutes a day, 1 hour a day? What is manageable with your life, with where you're at, with the season you're in? And then try to stick to that. And I tell people as well to celebrate along the way, look at how far you've come, enjoy it. I think if you can fall in love with the language somehow, some way, it makes learning so much more enjoyable. So I finally feel like I've gotten to that point where I'm a little bit addicted to French, where I'm loving the language, and I try to make the language my world. So what do I mean by that? It means that I try to watch everything, read everything, listen to everything, podcasts, but all things that are interesting to me. So I'm not going to listen to a podcast about politics, because to me, that's not interesting. But if politics is your thing, you can find so many English podcasts about politics. So I always tell people to find what you really enjoy. If comedy is your thing, find a show that's a comedy and watch that, because then it'll be fun. And don't put so much just stress on yourself. Be kind to yourself in the language learning journey process. I think those are all important. Having people to help you, if you can find a good language partner, that makes such a big difference as well. when you find friends, now I have real friends, you know, that speak all these other languages. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like my best friend, she lives in Italy. We always speak in Italian every day.
So
nice. I would highly recommend the app Hellotalk. I've met so many cool people on there that are trying to learn English, and then I'm learning their language, and we just exchange languages. When you get to a level where you're confident to start speaking, you can leave voice notes, you can do phone calls, video calls. All of those things will help you improve the language.
Oh, so the app is called Hellotalk, right?
Yes. I actually have a video about it on my channel. So, how to use it.
Recommend that. I will drop the link of this video and Hellotalk, that app.
Yes.
I'll also drop a link, as well as Camille's video about those apps that can actually help you to learn English and practice English more.
Totally.
Yeah, those are really good advice.
I feel like I could talk about it forever because I'm so passionate about language learning and I want to help people learn. I also did a video with all my favorite apps. And so a couple more that I didn't mention are, I do use Duolingo and I do use Pimsleur. It's an app for learning, especially in the beginning. It's about 150 days worth if you do it every single day. And it gives you a great base for the language because it's in your language and then translated into the language you're wanting to learn. So it's a listening and speaking app that you can do right from the beginning, having no knowledge of English before or whatever language you're trying to learn.
Yes. Consistency. All right.
Yes, it's the key. It's the key because if you never start, if you're not consistent, then you won't learn. But if you invest day after day, you'll be amazed. In 1 year, you can learn a lot. Yeah.
Right. So yes, guys, consistency is the key. You know, when you start learning English, you have to be consistent as much as you can. So yeah, those are great advice, Camille, and they are doable.
Totally. I try to find things that work because I'm a busy mom of 3 small kids. And so I always tell people are like, how do you learn? I don't have kids and I'm struggling.
Yeah.
And so I say, even using your like dead time. What do I mean by that? If you're having to commute to work, if you're on a jog, if you're cooking while doing something else, have a phone call or listen to a podcast in that language. Even those little times, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they all add up throughout the day and just help keep your mind on the language you're trying to learn.
Right. Really doable and really practical. So those will happen if you have motivation, consistency, determination to continue. Right?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Those are really interesting. And it's impressive that you're learning like a lot of languages, even if you're a mom already, right?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
You can balance them.
It's possible. Totally.
All right. Okay. There's one question here that we're curious about, you know, because you're a native speaker and everyone aspires to be a native speaker when they're learning that language. So you're a native speaker and you're traveling to different countries to be exposed to their language, right? And I think there are times that you had to talk to someone in English, probably.
Yes.
We're curious about what kinds of mistakes you notice when people talk to you in English.
Yeah, I would think pronunciation is something. Pronunciation, people pronounce a word incorrectly. Also word order. Sometimes people put the word in the wrong spot in the sentence. That would be another thing. And then a lot of times, this is a common mistake I've noticed with third person. So if you're trying to say like she or he eats his lunch. He eats his lunch. People always forget the S. He eat his lunch. I always hear that mistake as well. And then one with the age, people always say, I'll be like, how old are you? And they'll be like, I have 25 years old instead of I am 25 years old. So maybe getting those confused. But the cool thing is that even with all the mistakes that I hear with people and foreigners trying to learn English, trying to speak it, is that I usually can understand what they're trying to say. So even with their mistake, I'm like, oh, that's what you want to say. And I understand. So at the end of the day, they're communicating and I'm understanding. And so that's amazing.
Right. Yeah, that's we're going back to what you mentioned a while ago. The goal is to really be understood and to understand,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. So yeah, those are really great advice, and but yeah, those are really common mistakes. Yeah, I also
Mhm.
even noticed that with my students because I also teach English as a foreign language, so I encounter
Yeah.
students from all over the world making the same mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
it is. So you're learning French. Most language that you're learning are have this something in common, right? Like
Yes, they're
Portuguese.
all Latin languages. They're all
Yeah,
rooted in that. Yes. So
right.
I'm scared for the next language that I want to learn because it has nothing to do with Romance languages.
Oh yeah. That's my question. What other language would you like to learn aside from those?
Yeah. So, like I said, I have a lifetime goal of learning 10 languages, and I really just go with what language seems interesting to me in the moment. And I'm like, okay, I want to learn this language. So, the one that I've actually been wanting to learn for maybe the past several months has been Turkish. I would
Oh,
love to learn
okay.
Turkish. I know it seems so fascinating to me, intriguing,
All
but
right.
I'm scared already, and I haven't even started.
It is intriguing.
Yes, yes. Because you
Right.
speak Turkish, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that is impressive. That's impressive.
All right. It's not easy.
Yeah, I already know. I already know. What am I getting myself into?
Right. But as you said, whatever works for you, whatever technique works for you, just to learn
Hmm.
that language, then do so. Right.
Yeah. And I'm thinking maybe I'll find new techniques to learn a language that's outside of the Romance languages. Maybe there'll be something that I'll discover, something that will help me that I didn't know before.
All
So I'm
right.
excited. Hmm.
Right. Well, that's the amazing side of learning languages. You're learning
Yeah.
technique, right?
Yes,
You're
yes, always
finding
growing.
out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Right. It's really impressive, actually. I'm really impressed how you were able to speak those languages. Um, when did you start learning Spanish, by the way? I mean,
Yeah, so
first
I
language.
was 27 with my first foreign language. And it took me, we lived in Mexico for a year, then we were in Spain for a couple of years. So I feel like I got a lot of practice. And I actually went to school. I went to a school, a private teacher with me and my husband for about 9 weeks. And I feel like we got a good crash course in Spanish during that
Mhm.
time, learning a lot of grammar. And then from there, we just kept practicing on our own and growing. I didn't really use the internet then. I mean, it was only I'm 35 now. So it was like 8 years ago or so. And I
Oh,
really didn't use the internet to learn. So with these other languages, with Italian and French and Portuguese, I've maximized the resources, the free resources online to
mhm.
learn languages. And it's been so fun and so helpful. I love YouTube for learning languages.
Right. Wow. 27. Imagine, guys, it's never too late to learn,
Yes,
right?
exactly, exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So just put your passion into it the way she does it. And up until now, she's learning more languages to communicate with people all over the world. And that's the power of
Yes.
language.
Yes, I agree. It's never too late to learn.
Right. Okay. So, would you like to give us some final message to our viewers who are also learning English from a native speaker's perspective?
Sure. I would just say find what works for you. Don't worry about failing. Think more about your progress and be kind to yourself and enjoy it. Laugh a lot and have a lot of fun. And feel free to check out my content as well, my channel, my Instagram. I do a lot of live interviews with people from all over the world. And if I could be of any help to you, I would love to be a part of your language learning journey as well. So thank you guys.
Yes. Once again, please check out her YouTube channel. It's called Learn English with Camille, and her Instagram account called Camille Hanson, right?
Yeah, it's just my name.
Yes, just her name, Camille Hanson. She's also on Instagram. If you want to practice listening English, she's also creating videos, and it can really help you be exposed to the language more.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I will drop her link, the link of her channel, as well as the apps that she suggested us. They are really helpful for you guys to learn English and to improve and practice your English.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time for this interview. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. It's really my pleasure. And yeah, we finally met, and I hope it's not the end of the road.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Yes, thank you so much. And I hope this video is helpful for you guys. So please, yeah, leave a thumbs up and comment down below. What do you think about this conversation? We would love to see that. And don't forget to subscribe to Learn English with Camille to help you improve your English more, as well as our YouTube channel called The Englishera. Well, we'll see each other on our next ENGLISHERA Talks. Bye for now.
Bye.